Belinda Womack, you are so welcome to Livsenergipodden. I am very happy to have you here and talk about you and your books. Welcome.
Thank you, Alexandra. It's wonderful to be here.
So, where are you in the world right now?
I live in Kalispell, Montana, so next to the Rocky Mountains. This place is beautiful. It's surrounded by mountains 360 degrees. And so my little town is in the valley. It's quite beautiful.
The only pictures I have of Montana is from TV, and it looks really, really beautiful. It's a place that I really want to visit sometime.
Well, you're welcome. If you come to Montana, please let me know.
Yeah, I will certainly. So, Belinda, you are here with us today because you have written a beautiful book, and we have translated into Swedish. And is it your second book, Angel Abundance?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Thank you for writing this book.
It's my joy to be a messenger for the 12 archangels.
Yeah.
It's their mission to help all of us to live easier lives, happier lives. That's our birthright. So it was a joy to bring the book through. It was a lot of work, but happy to do it.
I can imagine. So, looking back, Belinda, looking at what you do right now, you work with the 12 archangels. It's what you do, isn't it?
It's what I do for over
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
I help people through spiritual coaching or counseling, really, to transform old patterns that they still haven't been able to shake off, or to figure out why are they here? And I love to create courses, which I channel for the angels. And I brought through Angel Abundance, which again was a joy, but it was also a lot of work. The angels really, really want to help humanity to transform the sphere around money. And there is a way to do it. And they make it very simple. We go to source. We go to source for everything that we need. Fear created money, and money is loaded with that vibration. So if you can kind of comprehend that in your brain, because in the structure of the world, we need money. But if you go to Mother, Father, God, Creator, Source, the angels will use all the names for Creator, and you say thank you for whatever it is that you need, then you will receive that. And it's
Yeah.
truly that simple. Now, what helps with the receiving is for us to live in love, think thoughts of love, practice gratitude, especially for ourselves, keeping that vibration up, out of fear is the magnet that lets us receive in whatever it is that we need. It, and it and it works. I've been teaching this for a long time, and it's simple. It's
But it's hard.
profound. Well, the hard part is to remember to breathe and to remember that negative thoughts, worry, anxiety, we're still going to have these things. What helps is when we catch these thoughts and we say, no, I choose love. I choose love. It's that simple. But
Yes.
it does need to be a practice, because we human beings, if we get caught up in fear, which we're all going to do, then that drags our vibration down. And then we get filled with doubt. Does source really exist? Well, that's where we all come from. Do angels really exist? Do I really have this soul that will give me everything I need? And the answer to that is yes, but fear is what pulls us into doubt, which is separation. And, the angels talk about everything that I'm sharing in their book.
Yeah. So, what was the reason why you wrote this book? Because to me, this is a different kind of a book, and that's why actually we chose to translate it because it 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 transmits the angels into the law of attraction, kind of, and and in that way, it's a different angel book. So angel books are very much appreciated by our audience, and this is different too. It's not about the angels; it's from the angels.
Definitely from the angels. And the angels wanted to give tools to humanity
Mm.
to discover their true inner wealth. You know, we come from Creator, and our true wealth is our creative genius, our ability to love. It's going to make me emotional because I just feel their love, and their love
Oh.
moves us. And it moves us into our own ability to love. And love is the greatest power. So, why did I write the book? Because they asked me to. And they're very loving, powerful friends. So, when they ask me, it's not really an ask, it's more of a this is what we're going to do, Belinda. This is what we're going to do.
So it's they all have everything written out, the line out and everything. They have the reason and the purpose and everything.
Sure, they have that, but angels are the best way I can describe their vibration is it's all loving, but it's musical. It's working with sound. So for my brain to translate everything that's coming through, it takes a lot of rewrites. Everything has to be done again and again, every word, every sentence until everything feels right.
Mm.
It has to,
Mm.
everything has to feel right because the the teaching has to be clear, but the vibration has to allow the love to flow through because you can receive so much from these angels just by holding their book. Just hold it or sleep with it under your bed because of the energy. It helps our minds to just to wake up to say, oh, we can ask to be taken care of.
Mhm.
That's the way it's supposed to work. That's the way it actually works on other planets. It's just we're a little bit behind here.
Yeah. We're too busy with ourselves, I guess.
Well, too busy trying to figure out where the money's going to come from instead of going to source, or as the angels like to say, this very simple prayer. You go to the divine mother of the great universe because the feminine is about receiving. And this is where they describe they don't say the law of attraction. They they encourage us to receive from source. And so that means the feminine. And so if we just say, and it really works, I do this all the time. Thank you. Thank you, divine mother of the great universe, for receiving into my reality above and beyond what I need. Now, if you know what you need, that helps. If it's money, that's one thing, but the angels encourage us to ask another question. Well, what are you going to use the money for? Right? So if that's for your home, thank you for receiving in everything I need to take care of my home or to take care of my children. Or if you are asking the universe to give you money for a new car, well, that's fine. But they say thank you. Thank
Mm.
you, my soul. Thank you, Divine Mother, Father of the great universe, for receiving into my reality a new car. It
Mm.
actually works far more efficiently because it moves the ego aside with love, and it raises that vibration of the money that has to come to us. Sure, it's still going to be money that comes in, but it raises the vibration, the frequency of that money, which
Mm.
helps the world. The angels make it clear that, one day we will outgrow this need for currency. We won't need
Mm.
it anymore. We're not there yet. So, what we need to do in this moment is help transform all money, all currency all over the world. So, fear can't control it anymore.
Mm. Exactly.
Because when
Yeah.
love controls the resources, everyone will have abundance.
Mm. We launched a book in the spring called The Golden Future by Diana Cooper, and she says kind of the same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, about currency. Yeah. So, Belinda, you have a very interesting life. Looking back at your life, you are coming from a totally different part of the, how do you say, with the working industry and the yeah. You have been doing very different things before you met the angels in the first time. Can you tell us a little bit about what have brought you here?
Over 30 plus years ago, I was a cell biologist and I worked in pediatric oncology. And I had a visit from the Archangel Gabriel while I was working on a stem cell sample. And Gabriel said, Belinda, your work is going to change. Your life is going to change. We need you to help humanity to remember that they're God's divine children. That's basically the message.
Did it
And
come like that?
it was pretty much like an out of body experience, but I didn't leave my body. So
Mhm.
I was taken to a completely different place. It was an ancient room. There was a dirt floor. I was barefoot. I could feel the dirt underneath my feet. The air smelled a little musty, like I was in maybe a cave. The roof opened up, and then there was Gabriel. And I would not have known who the angel was, except that Gabriel appeared exactly like you would think an angel would appear: big
Okay.
wings, beautiful colors, and a trumpet. And so I said, oh, because I didn't know anything about angels. I believed in them, but I didn't know anything about angels.
Were you religious by the time? Were you actively religious?
No,
Mm.
no.
But you did
I've
believe
always
in
been
them still. Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Then I
So
understand.
Gabriel gave me this message, and then I thought I was gone for a day. It felt like a very long time. And all of a sudden, I was snapped back into my body. I was still holding the stem cell sample. I was working under a sterile hood. I looked at my watch, and not even 1 minute had gone by.
Wow.
But my whole body was shaking. Like, I was like, what just happened to me? So it was quite the experience that I still remember.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
so I was a biologist, and then that was the first angel I met. And then the second angel was Archangel Michael, who did not look like Gabriel. Michael appeared with the room filled with blue eyes looking at me. And then there were kind of wings sort of behind that. And I heard, I am Michael. It's like, okay,
Mm.
you must be Archangel Michael. And then I met more of the angels. But I didn't think I was going to leave my research position until the angel said, you have a new calling. You're going to leave this behind. So they started to I'm sure my soul was in on this, right? But my work became more and more challenging. And I was asking for help from the angels. So, anyway, I left my position and I was replaced by 4 people to do what I was doing.
Mm.
Just to give an example of, they were pushing me,
Yeah.
and it felt good to surrender. It took a while after that. I floundered for a bit. What does it mean to work for angels? And then I
Okay.
realized, we're on earth. I've got to earn a living. And that's when I went to them and I said, I don't have money falling from heaven.
Mm.
That's not happening. And they laugh and they say, well, we've been waiting for you. I described this a little bit in Angel Abundance. We've been waiting for you to come to us and say, what do I do to earn my living? And so that's when my um, spiritual counseling began.
Yeah.
And that was quite a surprise and teaching as well.
So how much time lapsed between your first meeting with Archangel Gabriel and your when you left your job?
That was about 3 months.
Oh, that's quick.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months. Yeah, not long.
But did
I
you have
had
kids and family, house, that kind
no,
of?
I wasn't married. I didn't get married for a while later. So the way I describe it is I had Archangel Michael's sapphire blue flame under my keister. There was no other option for me but surrender. And
Mm,
so I learned a lot through that experience, Alexandra. I really did, because I had to walk on the water. I had to really live faith and trust and keep moving my fear and my ego aside.
mm.
And quite amazing. It's been an amazing journey. And so I say to people now, when they come to me and they say, Belinda, I want to channel angels, or I want to, do this spiritual work. And I say, okay, but you need to be careful about what you ask for, because it's tough work. There are easier things to do on earth. And I
Okay.
say that with great love and positivity in my heart.
Of course, I understand that, but I can also understand that it's a challenging situation every day.
Mhm.
Are you can you shut down? Like, can you shut them out? Or
No,
you are with them
no.
always? Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, I'm plugged into source all the time. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm incredibly sensitive and intuitive.
Yeah.
And so the guidance that I receive could be from Alexandra's soul, it could be from someone else's angels, can be from the 12 archangels. But what comes through me is always at a very pure and loving vibration
Mm.
that is truth. And I had to go through many initiations to be able to feel what real truth feels like. And that's hard
That's
work.
very interesting because I actually had another interview with another author a few weeks back, and we touched on this subject. Uh, how do you? I mean, we're here to find our own path and live our own truth, and with authenticity. So, when do we know that we actually have found our truth and our authentic self? That's not an easy thing to know, to arrive upon.
What the angels say is that it's more about trusting your knowing,
Mm. Yeah.
because the soul, or the higher self, is always communicating, always trying to reach the the ego, which is just our consciousness that gets so distracted by
Mm.
this 3D reality that is changing.
Mm.
And when we have, for some, all they need, for many of my students, all they've really needed is validation, right?
Mm.
Like they don't tell me necessarily what they want to do. Sometimes they do. I love to work with Western sidereal astrology. I'm not an astrologer, but it gives me a little snapshot of that person and of their past lives. It's just like windows that helps me to tune in. Well, what I want to share and what I hear from the angels is what human beings really need is sometimes they need validation. They need
Mm.
that validation from the perspective of their own inner child
Mm.
to connect with their heart so that they feel that passion. Oh, this is what I came here to do.
Mm.
And a very simple thing to do, and there's some of this also in the book, is just say thank you to your soul for showing you what your purpose is. That's your
Mm.
soul's job, is to get it through your consciousness, your ego. And we all
Yeah.
deserve to have that support. Now, the angels or the 12 archangels, they don't predict the future, which can drive people nuts. Like, Belinda,
That's
tell
what
me
you
the
think.
future. Right, tell me the future. And they don't do that because their whole thing is you are creator incarnate. You are
Mm.
creating your reality. We can help you understand what you're creating. We can help you to understand that you want to transform the wounds in your subconscious. And there's a lot of that in angel abundance tools to do that.
Mm.
So that you are working together with your higher self and you are creating the life, the divine life that is your birthright as creator's child to experience.
I think that's a beautiful thing, and it helps us also to um, to live here and now. And I think what you're saying about them not talking about the future, not predicting anything, and leave it up to us. It really gives us how do you say they give us their when you believe in something, trust. They give us their trust in creating our reality.
Well, they say that we are their equals. They're very much about um, we are all one. They
Mm.
do not encourage hierarchy. Say we all have different job assignments and we may exist at a different vibration, but we all come from the same source.
Mm.
And that source, that source is love. And
Mm.
so that's our true wealth. And when we know that and we do our best to honor that, to respect it every day, then everything changes. That's the wonderful thing about working with the 12 archangels, with truly working with spirit, working with source, working with love, because it's all the same. Maybe it has different names, different faces, a little bit of a different story around it. But the truth is love is the power, and
Mm.
it belongs to all of us. And we need to be as a little child. That helps. Feel our feelings
Mm.
and be in that love. And then life changes. It changes. It gets easier. It makes more sense.
Mm.
We need more nature. We need more peacefulness. But if we can imagine, wow, this is the natural, organic, organic way that human beings evolve. And can we see our world where there are most of us at that vibration of peace? Then this nonsense is over.
Yeah. So when you started 30 plus years ago, or when you entered when you dove into the spiritual world with your entire self, how did you find tools to find that love over and over again? I mean, it must have. I think that's what a lot of people are struggling with, finding the balance of being part of the society that we are living in and finding the inner love and peace that we want to, because it's not part of society, especially not in Sweden. We live in a very in a society where it's not really okay to believe in spirit.
Mm.
So I think we live in a we have a living situation where it's kind of difficult to explore the spiritual world.
But it doesn't mean that the incredible people of Sweden can't live in the spiritual world. What the angels teach is it's not really an intellectual assignment. So even if you've been brought up to believe, you have to see it in order for it to be real, right? It has to be tangible and logical in order for it to matter, for it to have value. When you make the simple choice with your logical ego mind to experience the energy of love, the energy of undiluted love from source, and you make that choice, then every hour you begin to change, you begin to transform by making that choice just once. And then you become over a little time a fountain of love. And so your life changes through the vibration.
Mm.
And then the people around you start to change without you saying a thing,
Yeah,
without
that's true.
your saying, I believe in angels, or, I meditate with Master Yeshua, or I love Kuan Yin. None of that is needed. What is needed is to be the vibration of love,
Mm,
which
that's true.
happens with one choice.
To choose love. Mm.
Yes. And the angels teach us that to hold that vibration and to really dive in, as you've said, to be on a spiritual journey that's for real,
Mhm.
is you connect with your inner child, who they call the divine inner child.
Mm.
The inner child is, as you can connect as easy as finding a photograph of yourself as a child. And you start to communicate by listening. That's going to open a door to your subconscious, which helps, you know, remove the baggage that we've inherited even from our ancestors. We just put that in love, or they teach the energy of the crown chakra, which is violet singing light or violet fire. It works so fast, but to connect consciously with that inner child, it opens a door to the soul where fear can't contaminate the messages because it's too pure. That's why the angels teach about the divine inner child, because it's a pure channel. And that's what actually happened to me first is
Yeah.
I met my little Belinda in a dream that blew me out of the water. And that dream came a couple of months, 2 or 3 months before Gabriel visited me. And in that dream, my inner child was with a huge, bigger than life black Labrador retriever and a golden Labrador retriever, but they were the size of bears. And it took me a long time to learn, not that long, that the black lab was Archangel Michael and the golden lab was Archangel Gabriel. And in the dream, my inner child, my little Belinda, walked through a glass wall and it didn't break. She just walked through it with the dogs. And I couldn't get through. I was following her, but I couldn't get through. She walked right through it. And glass means illusion.
Yeah.
So it just took a little work with my brain to go, now, wait a minute. Something's happening to me. And that happens to everyone when you have that intention to stay connected and you want your channel, meaning your pipeline to source to all of the angels and even galactic helpers, you want it to be pure and clean. If you are innocent, then you're going to receive the truth. That's what's going to happen. And
Mm.
that's what we all deserve. And that helps us to receive in all ways. That helps us to receive miracles, miracles concerning money, miracles in our relationships, every area of life. It's like, the switch is flipped and everything becomes magical. It does.
Do you experience magic every day?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have, I mean, I think that you can see magic in everything,
Yes.
but for everyone, can you give a concrete example? For example, just to, I mean, miracles can be small and they can be huge, right?
Miracles can be small and they can be huge. So, about 5 years ago, my husband and I were trying to figure out where to move to. And so we decided to take a trip, and where we went didn't feel right. And we've been trying to figure out where Spirit wanted us to live for 7 years. So I texted a friend, and she said, "You need to go visit Montana. You need to go to Kalispell, Montana." And so, to make a long story short, we hoped to buy a home, but we had no money. But we got the home. The resources came.
Mm.
So that was one miracle after another, after another.
Yeah.
And these things happen. What I want to share is I'm just a human being. It's not like the angels love Belinda any more than anybody else. But when our soul says this is for your greatest good, even if it needs a lot of money and a lot of miracles, they just come in.
Mm.
Now, I've been saved. My life has been saved by the angels multiple times. The stories, they honestly never stop. It can be something as small as I'm exhausted and my client cancels. These are miracles that we can take for granted, right? But they're there, and when we start to pay attention and we're grateful for the small things,
Mm.
that really does help for the big things to come in, because I'm sure many of your authors have said the universe doesn't care. To the universe or to creator, everything's a miracle. So if you don't get excited over the little one, why would, you know, source send you the big one?
Yeah.
Because from the
True.
creator's viewpoint, it's all beautiful.
Yeah. I think that you can see miracles just by walking in nature. They are everywhere.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Life
Nature
is.
is a miracle.
Mm. Yeah. So, looking at the book Angel Abundance, in Sweden, it's called Änglar och överflöd. It's angel and abundance, kind of translated. Um, what would you say is your favorite part in the book? Is there one that you think this is something very special?
I really do love the way the angels talk about the three divine laws that support
Mm.
what we would call manifestation, they call receiving from source. Those divine laws are very simple, but they remind us that everything truly is about vibration, and the vibration of our energy matters. We need to be happy. And they explain that happiness is what you need. You don't need to beat your brain up with saying mantras all day long, and you just need to be happy. And
But
in
how
that
do you,
happiness, we can receive. Yes.
how, sorry for interrupting. How do you say that to someone who is very ill or going through separation or, you know, how do you say that? How do you, I'm not in that situation, but I can still understand that it's hard. It's hard to just be happy.
What the angels teach, and they definitely go through this in Angel Abundance or Angel and Abundance, they teach us how to work with the energy of the chakras by just visualizing or holding the intention of these incredible colors. So the energy works. Energy works to shift our energy.
Mm,
When we work with the colors of love, the central sun, where the angels come from, just means the heart or center of creator, the central
mm,
soul. They come from that very beginning place, and their number is symbolic. So if I had someone come to me and say, I'm in great despair,
mm,
then the first thing that we would do is have them experience taking a swim in violet singing light. Violet fires the energy of forgiveness, and forgiveness is a command that we don't realize. So many of these simple, powerful things have been taken away from us. So when we say, I forgive it, even if I don't want to, and we're in that violet waterfall or violet river or violet ocean, we feel it. The angels are they know human beings very well. They say you have to experience it before you're going to believe anything.
mm,
But they love that about us, Alexandra. They say,
mm,
so take your despair, feel your feelings, and now let's lift that vibration and help you to let it go, to
mm,
let the past go. It's the greatest miracle we can give ourselves on the hour. If we have memories that come up that cause us sadness and we forgive it, we're under that violet fire rain shower. Belinda stays in the violet fire river. I just stay there.
mm,
Okay? Then we experience the vibrational shift. And then we know, because we feel better, we deserve to feel better. We must feel better. So
mm,
that's why the teaching of the angels, it's not an intellectual knowledge based wisdom. I mean, there's lots of wisdom. It's experiential.
mm.
When you
That's very true.
experience, right, the love and working with the love, because love's
Mm,
the greatest power,
mm.
then you can go, okay, now that I'm a little less sad, that makes room within us for some happiness to come in.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long.
Mm. And by working with the angels, you can experience what it feels like if you have a hard time doing it on your own before you arrive there, I guess. Mm,
They're going to give you the tools, and they're very, very simple.
mm.
Breathing in love is a very simple thing to do, and it works. Another wonderful thing that to share with your readers about angel abundance and lessons
Can
from
you
the
show
12
the,
archangels.
hold up the book? There you
There you
go.
go.
Yeah, this is the English version, and the Swedish version is also green. It's very beautiful.
So, but when they get their book, um, they can read the whole thing. That's wonderful to do.
Mm.
But then you can do this, get daily help. You just say, okay, angels, where do I need help? And they opened for your audience to this: doubt out, trust in. So it's the
Out,
healing
trusting.
experience for doubt out, trust in. It's very short. Would you like me to read it?
Yes, please.
Close your eyes and focus on your breathing, taking slow, focused, deep breaths. Step over the threshold of the purple door and look for your divine inner child who is playing in a huge violet fire fountain of transformation and forgiveness. Step into the fountain and allow the wonderful energy to saturate you. Continue to breathe deeply and say, wherever doubt is hiding within me, I release it and I forgive myself for having doubts. I welcome the Divine Mother and Father of the great universe to fill me with trust. Watch the color of the fountain change from violet to bright green with gold sparkles. Allow the energy of trust to permeate the armor of the ego and say, I trust in me. I trust in soul. I trust that I am receiving even more abundance than what I ask for from the great universe.
Thank you. It was beautiful. Yeah.
It works. Doubt out, trust in.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's an easy one. You can carry it with you everywhere. Doubt out,
Mhm.
trust in. Yeah. So I love that you have named a lot of the practices and exercises as healing experiences
Well,
in
that
the book.
was right. That's
Yeah.
the angel's direction.
Yeah.
And it's helpful to understand that it's okay if you're not a visualizer. Reading the exercise, and you can read it gradually and visualize a little bit of it and keep going. You don't have to like memorize the whole thing, but even reading it and breathing, it's going to work. Our
Yeah,
intention is
I figured
everything.
it's you can read it like a poem also. It's
Mhm.
beautiful words that makes something to you, catches us. Yeah.
They go in, the healing experiences reach us, and they design them that way.
Yeah. Of course.
Hmm.
So I sense that you are connected to them while we're talking here. They
Oh,
come
yes.
through.
Mhm.
Yes. Is there anything they want to say?
Okay, let me step aside. Beloved ones who live in Sweden at this moment of now, we thank you for your courage. We thank you for your willingness, and we honor you as brothers and sisters, family, for we are all in this transformation of earth, schoolroom earth, as we call it. We're all in this together. So we invite you to receive a healing experience from us. Please take a deep breath in and close your eyes. Straight ahead is a purple door. This takes you from your logical brain into your creative mind, your heart mind. You're crossing your corpus callosum when you open the purple door. And here, straight ahead, is a lovely violet fire river, the energy of the crown chakra that transforms fear and anxiety into love and into freedom. Step into this delicious energy. It is soft and kind, and it smells good. Just know you are here. And the violet fire river is flowing through you, flowing through your atoms, through your molecules, through your DNA. It is seeking out fear and worry and anxiety. The worry that there is not enough, that your hardships are too great, and that next month may be even tougher. When the violet fire flows in and it lifts up and out all anxiety, all worry, making room inside of you to receive as you breathe. And the river changes color to a beautiful ruby red, ruby pink. And in this energy, you are now receiving from the divine Mother, Father, Source. You are receiving safety and security. For you see, when you have this within you, safety and security, you must experience this in your daily life. It is a divine law. As above, so below, as within, so without. And so you are breathing. And say this with us. I am giving thanks to my soul, to divine Mother, Father, Source, Creator. And I give thanks that I am receiving in all I need to be free, to be happy, to be abundant. I allow. And we welcome you to be in the ruby love until you feel full. And then go about your day, walking in love, being in the love, and receiving in miracles like never before. We are the 12 archangels of the central sun, loving you, friends, and our family. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, the 12 archangels and Belinda. That was a beautiful healing experience.
They are grateful to be here and to share some love.
It was like they said hello. Hello, here we are.
Well, they're here for everyone. And they are very easy to connect with, even if you don't know their names, which are all symbolic and change depending on really who's communicating with them. Their number again is symbolic. They're helpers. And so they are helping all, especially teachers and healers and consciousness illuminators. Because they want to help all of humanity. Earth is very important, as Earth says no to fear, no more fear, it helps the entire galaxy, the universe, and then all of Creator. But fear is something that Source Creator has out-evolved. Fear has been a teacher. Well, we've learned to choose love.
We are learning even more.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. I think the book Angel Abundance is beautiful in the way that it helps the reader work with oneself, but also understand. I think it's a book that expands our idea of the universe. So how everything is connected. I mean, you talk about not only how to help oneself, but also how that can transform into helping the entire world. And sometimes that's hard to understand, but in your book, you point out situations where you can actually go in and understand. So now let's work on a different plan, a different level of healing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yes.
what the angels do in angel abundance is, okay, now we've helped you. We've helped you to learn to receive. Now you are going to help us, to help all of humanity.
Mm.
And so it's quite beautiful. And they take on very painful subjects for humanity, but they give us a way to help to be a beneficial force in the transformation. And at first, it may look like, oh, really, this is going to help. It makes a tremendous difference because truly it comes down to as we shift the vibration of Earth, the fear, some people call it the fear matrix, the fear illusion, it can't have any influence over us. And we are all connected. And that's what the angels keep teaching us.
Mm.
So love works. And
Yeah.
so what I
Yeah.
love, what Belinda loves, is that their tools give me a way that, that I can help humanity because that truly is my passion.
That's beautiful. And you help so many readers and course participants and everything. Do you also travel and work with travel? Do you travel around?
I have not had to travel for a number of years because of
Mhm.
Zoom. It makes
Yeah.
it easier. Someday, when travel is easier, I would love to travel, but I'm being completely honest. I want a spaceship to travel around. I've had enough of airplanes that are just too confining and waste way too much energy. So I'm a believer that we have a new methods of transportation coming soon that we all deserve and that we use when we're not on the earth. And so then I'm happy to go wherever they call me.
Are you talked about earlier that that we life on other planets and stuff. So how do you see the Earth as a part of a small part of the universe? What is your
Well, what I've learned from the angels is that Earth was created. Um, Earth is Archangel Gaia. And so the Earth was created as a culmination point in the great universe where fear and love were going to have a huge battle, and where love, of course, was going to win. And love is winning. And so that is what makes Earth significant, even though there are infinite numbers of worlds and star systems. We're a little drop in a big, big, big ocean.
Mm.
And all those other worlds that have beautiful, beautiful people and beings and life forms, we're all one. We're all connected. But here became a focal point where the battle has come to a place of finality. And even though it may not appear in this moment in February of 2025, love has won, and love will continue to win as it expands that truth that we choose love. So, another way to put that is, the earth has been at what many understand to be in 3D, three dimension, three density, third density. And it's shifting very quickly. That you can feel that energy flowing in to fifth density, where fear just doesn't have a leg to stand on because it's all about vibration. Fear is it's an incredibly lower vibration than love. And so as we all, that's why the angels are so That's their mission, is to help us to raise the vibration, because then fear simply can't exist. And so we're nearly there.
Yeah, we're nearly there. So do you have a good we have talked a lot about exercises and how to practice to raise our vibration. So what do you do when you feel that you have a low vibration? What do you do to raise it?
Well, I work very hard not to have a low vibration.
Because
Well, with that said, I really do feel my feelings, and I will respect them. And then, I put it all in violet fire, and I
mm,
forgive it all. So I really practice forgiveness. That's one of the main things I do. And I practice gratitude for everything. And wow, does that work?
mm.
So when I pray or put out intentions, I start that with thank you. Thank you, angels. Well, thank you, Divine Mother, Father. Those words, how do you say thank you in Swedish, please?
Hack.
Oh, very
Very
short
simple.
and simple and
Yes.
beautiful. So, but when you say that, it fills you, lifts you with love. And so things things change. And I try not to let myself wallow in or stay in worry or um, anxiety, because I'm like, what's this going to give you? Feeling sorry for myself. That's something that angels taught me many, many years ago. I was, when they first drafted me into service, that's what I call it. And I was very good. I was, going through my first Saturn return. So I was like 29 years old. And I just was really good at feeling sorry for myself. I'm not a biologist, but I don't have a penny in the bank, and I'm going to lose my house any day. And, just really feeling sorry for myself. And I was driving down the road, and I kid you not, the angels put right in front of me a pink Cadillac with the license plate that said, "Poor me." And all I could do was laugh. And from
Yeah.
that moment on, I've been
Mm.
working on that.
Yeah. So I had that kind of 3 months ago. I had a meeting with another person that I know that has connection to Archangel Michael. And she told me a couple of things that were perfect for me to hear at that time. The week after, I started meditating after a very long break. And that week, I got so many of that kind of epiphanies and experiences that I laughed out loud, my tears cried, and at that moment in time, I understood that I got so many signs that validated so many things that I and made me understand connection, and that I was guided ever since I was a small baby and so
Yes.
on. So, and then I kind of, after that week, I would think that this is going to last because this is fantastic. And then, anyway, I get off the horse. I wonder why.
I hear, Alexandra, that you can't get off the horse. Your soul agreed to come here to do the work that you're doing. You've always been a consciousness shifter. The angels have been a part of your life since you incarnated on this planet. It's not your home planet. And what happened for you is you had a consciousness shift, and so then you were at a new level of awareness, and you didn't slide back down the hill. You've only expanded that level of consciousness, and that's something important for everyone to understand, that when we're on a spiritual journey, our emotions actually become more intense, our feelings become louder, And it's not about shoving them on a shelf like we used to. It's about honoring them as precious gems. Oh my goodness, there's a gift here. Maybe it hurts. Maybe I don't like it. But if I receive the gift and transform what no longer helps me, then I grow. And they say that you are a beautiful, here we have these incredible ponderosa pines. They say that Alexandra is like a ponderosa. She just keeps growing taller. She just keeps seeing more and more. And of course, those are with the eyes of your heart. They're very, very grateful to you for everything you're doing. And it hasn't been easy to do that in Sweden, but you understand why you're there.
Thank you. That was very nice to hear. Thank you, Archangel and Belinda. You call yourself a messenger, and I believe that you have become very wise through working with these fantastic energies in over 3 decades.
It's a love affair for sure.
Yes. So what does your husband say about that?
Oh, my husband Michael is very connected to the angels, and he's a beautiful heart and deep, deep soul. So he completely supports the work that I do.
Yeah, I understand that that's necessary, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have
What's
any?
helpful?
Yeah, that's true. What was the reason why you wanted to move 7 years ago?
Well, it was quite a journey. We actually moved here from Colorado, and Colorado, we were living in Maine before Colorado, and my astrologer friend said you'd be happier in um, Colorado. Now, every place that I lived, I was learning. I had to go through initiations and connect with the people. And we were right outside of Boulder, but there were just too many people, just too many people. Because when you're very sensitive, that's a lot. That's a lot to manage all of that energy. And so we knew it was too much. So, but we were there the right amount of time. We connected with whom they needed us to connect with. We did the work we were asked to do. And then when it was time to go, everything just went so fast. And we've been told we get to stay here. So we shall see what that means.
Well, you're in a beautiful place. I can understand that. So, Belinda, I want to say thank you. I've watched a few videos and podcasts with you and Regina, for example, and you are doing an amazing work. And we're happy to have one of your books translated into Swedish. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Are you writing more books?
Not in the present moment. Not in the present moment, but I hope to write another book. Yes.
When the time comes.
Yes.
So thank you so much for everything. We have a fountain of wisdom in angel abundance that we will make sure that the whole of Sweden will get their glimpse of. So I wish you a wonderful day now, and I will go to bed.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
Much love to you and gratitude.